Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're taking a close look at the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2025. It's all about getting ahead of the curve, right, and really understanding what's coming down the pipeline in the next few years as far as jobs and skills go. So if you're interested in future-proofing your career or just fascinated by where the world of work is headed, you are in the right place. And hey, if you find this deep dive useful, don't forget to hit that share button and subscribe for more insights just like this. Now, this report is a beast. It draws on a massive survey of over 1,000 global employers, representing millions of workers across a huge range of industries and economies. So buckle up, we're diving deep.
It's amazing how this report really gets to the heart of the shifts in jobs and skills. It's almost like a roadmap for the future of work.
Yeah, for sure. And the report identifies 5 major forces that are transforming the job market. First up, we've got technological change, which is so much more than just AI, right?
Exactly. While AI, robotics, and energy technologies are definitely major game changers, the report actually highlights broadening digital access as the most significant driver. It's like the foundation for everything else.
Totally. Think about it. Broader digital access means more people online, engaging with digital products and services, generating data. It's fuel for the entire digital economy.
And it's not just about the digital world either. The green transition is also reshaping the job landscape in a big way. Climate change is driving a surge in demand for professionals in green fields, people like renewable energy engineers and specialists in those super cool electric and autonomous vehicles.
Yeah, it's amazing how that transition isn't just about creating new jobs. It's about transforming existing ones. As companies shift towards sustainable practices, they're reskilling their workforces to meet the demands of a greener economy.
Then we've got geoeconomic fragmentation, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it basically means rising global tensions, and that impacts everything. Supply chains, where companies choose to operate, you name it.
It's a reminder that we're all interconnected. What happens on the geopolitical stage definitely has ripple effects in the job market.
Absolutely. And speaking of interconnectedness, we can't forget about the economic roller coaster we've all been on lately. Inflation, slow growth, rising living costs. It's creating a pretty complex mix of challenges and opportunities.
The report really digs into how those economic trends directly influence what kinds of jobs are in demand. It's fascinating to see how some sectors are struggling while others are booming as people adapt to the new reality.
And last but definitely not least, we have demographic shifts, which are huge. Some parts of the world have aging populations, others have booming young populations. This has massive implications for the types of jobs that are out there, the skills that are needed, even how companies approach workforce planning.
It's like this giant global puzzle, right? With each piece representing a different demographic trend. Like an aging population might lead to a huge demand for healthcare professionals, while a young tech-savvy workforce could fuel growth in digital industries.
Exactly. So we've got all these forces swirling around, changing the world of work as we know it. Now, the big question is, what does this actually mean for jobs? Are we all going to be replaced by robots?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Well, the report actually offers some really interesting insights into the jobs of the future. And the good news is, it's not all doom and gloom. While there's definitely going to be some major structural change, the report also highlights tons of new opportunities that are emerging.
Yeah, the report estimates that by 2030, nearly a quarter of all jobs will be either created or displaced. It's going to be a period of immense transformation, with some jobs fading away and others, rising to prominence.
So it's not just about robots taking over, it's more about, like, the evolution of work itself. What kind of jobs are we actually talking about here?
Well, some of the fastest growing jobs are in tech, as you might expect. We're talking big data specialists, fintech engineers, AI and machine learning specialists. They're all in high demand, but there are also some surprises.
Oh, I love surprises. Like what?
Well, green jobs are seeing huge growth too. Things like renewable energy engineers and autonomous vehicle specialists. It's a clear sign that the green transition isn't just some abstract concept, it's creating real job opportunities.
That's exciting. It shows that even amidst all these challenges, there are amazing opportunities out there, especially if you have the right skills. But what about the jobs that are on the decline? I imagine a lot of those are the ones that are, susceptible to automation, right?
You're right. A lot of clerical and administrative roles are expected to decline, but the report also points out some unexpected job declines too. It really highlights how these trends are impacting even traditional fields.
So it's not just about technology taking over. It's this complex web of interconnected forces at play. I'm curious, what about the biggest job creators overall? Is it all about the tech industry?
Well, tech is definitely a major engine of job creation, but some of the biggest overall job creators might surprise you. Farm workers, delivery drivers, construction workers, they're all projected to see significant growth.
That's interesting. It's a reminder that the future of work isn't just about shiny new technologies. It's about how all these forces come together and shape job markets in unexpected ways.
Exactly. And speaking of unexpected, the report also highlights this booming care economy. Jobs like nursing, social work, personal care, they're all in high demand.
So even in a world that's becoming increasingly digital, there's this enduring need for human connection and care.
Absolutely. It just goes to show how all these trends are intertwined. For example, the rise of security management specialists is driven both by technological advancements and geopolitical concerns.
So you need people who understand both cybersecurity and how to manage risks in a volatile world. It's a prime example of how these trends aren't isolated events. They all kind of feed into each other.
Exactly. Now that we've got a sense of the jobs landscape, let's dive into the skills that are going to be most in demand. Is coding the only thing we need to worry about?
Let's unpack the skills outlook and see what the report has to say. I'm eager to learn what we should all be focusing on to stay ahead of the curve.
Well, the report actually offers a really nuanced perspective on skills. It emphasizes that while tech skills are definitely important, the picture is much more multifaceted than that. For example, the pace of skills change is still really high. Employers are expecting almost 40% of core skills to change by 2030.
Wow, that's a lot of change. It really underscores the need for, continuous learning and adaptation. So what are some of the must-have skills for the workforce of the future?
Well, the report breaks it down into three main categories. First, you've got cognitive skills, things like analytical thinking. They're still super important, but creative thinking is also gaining traction. Businesses need people who can innovate and solve complex problems.
So it's not just about crunching numbers, it's about thinking outside the box,
Yeah.
right? What other skills are crucial?
Then there are what the report calls self-efficacy skills. Basically, the ability to adapt and thrive in a constantly changing world. Things like resilience, flexibility, agility, being able to navigate uncertainty and embrace change.
Those sound like essential life skills, not just work skills. What's the final category?
Well, the report highlights the importance of interpersonal skills, leadership, social influence, empathy, in a world that's becoming more and more digital. Human connection and collaboration are more important than ever.
It seems like the ability to work well with others, to understand and connect with people, that's a valuable asset in any field. So we've got these three core skill categories. What about the specific skills that are projected to grow the fastest? Is it all about AI, cybersecurity, and just general tech literacy?
You got it. Those three are definitely leading the charge. But what's really interesting is that human-centric skills are also on the rise.
Really? So even in this tech-driven world, those uniquely human skills are still in high demand.
Absolutely. Skills like curiosity and lifelong learning, creative thinking, resilience, they're all projected to experience significant growth.
It's like, yeah, technology is a powerful tool, but it's humans who design it, implement it, and use it effectively. And those human-centric skills are what enable us to do that successfully.
Exactly. Now, it's fascinating to look at the skills gaps the report identifies. You've got jobs that are growing, jobs that are declining, skills that are in demand. Where do the pieces of the puzzle not quite fit?
Let's dive into those skills gaps and see what we can uncover. What are some of the key insights from the report?
One of the biggest takeaways is how important those self-efficacy skills are. Resilience, flexibility, agility. Being comfortable with uncertainty and change is a major advantage in this evolving job market.
So it's not enough to just have the technical skills. You also need the ability to adapt and navigate a dynamic environment. What other insights does the report offer when it comes to skills gaps?
Another interesting finding is the emphasis on technological literacy. It goes beyond just programming skills. Knowing how to use technology effectively to solve problems and be more efficient, that's becoming super important.
So it's not just about writing code. It's about understanding how to use technology as a tool to get things done.
What about manual dexterity? Is that still relevant in this increasingly automated world? It's interesting. Manual dexterity is still in demand, but with a twist. It's not enough to just be good with your hands anymore. It's about combining specialized manual skills with technological know-how.
So it's like the traditional trades are getting a tech upgrade.
Exactly. Now that we've looked at the trends, the jobs, and the skills, let's shift gears and explore how companies are actually responding to all this change.
Let's dive into those workforce strategies and see how businesses are adapting to this new reality.
One of the biggest things the report highlights is the focus on reskilling and upskilling. Companies are investing heavily in training their employees. In fact, half of all workers have already received some form of training.
That's encouraging. It seems like businesses are recognizing that they need to invest in their employees' skills to stay competitive. But that number probably needs to keep growing, right?
Oh, absolutely. Companies know that ongoing investment in employee skills is crucial. But they also emphasize the need for support. Public funding and government support for reskilling is a top priority for a lot of employers.
So it's not just about businesses taking the initiative. It's a collaborative effort between the public and private sectors. What about automation? Are companies going all in on robots and replacing human workers?
The report actually suggests a more balanced approach. While automation is definitely happening, companies are more focused on augmenting their workforce with technology. It's about working smarter, not necessarily with fewer people.
So it's about using technology to enhance human capabilities, boost efficiency, and create new opportunities for workers.
Exactly. It's about seeing technology as a tool for empowerment, not a threat to jobs.
I like that perspective.
Yeah.
What other workforce strategies are companies implementing?
Well, the report points to some major shifts in hiring practices. Work experience is becoming more important than ever, often outweighing formal degrees. Companies are looking for candidates with practical skills and experience, regardless of their educational background.
So it's about skills over credentials. How are companies assessing those skills in a more, I guess, nuanced way?
Psychometric tests are becoming more common. They offer a more objective way to evaluate candidates' cognitive abilities, personality traits, cultural fit. It's about finding the right person for the job based on their skills and potential.
It makes sense that in a rapidly evolving job market, companies are looking beyond traditional measures to identify talent. What other trends are we seeing in workforce strategies?
Well, the report highlights a really positive shift in companies' commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's not just lip service anymore. Companies are taking concrete steps to create more inclusive and equitable workplaces.
What kind of actions are they taking to make that a reality?
They're conducting pay equity reviews, establishing employee resource groups. Some are even creating dedicated diversity, equity, and inclusion officer roles.
It's encouraging to see these tangible steps being taken to create a more inclusive future of work. It's a reminder that the future of work isn't just about economic output. It's about creating a workplace that's fair, just, and provides opportunities for everyone to thrive.
Absolutely. Now that we've explored those workforce strategies, let's zoom in a bit and look at how these global trends are playing out across different regions, economies, and industries.
Let's unpack those nuances and see what insights the report provides.
It's amazing to see how these trends are playing out differently around the world. Each region has its own unique story.
Yeah, let's unpack some of those regional variations. Where do we even begin? There are so many economies and industries to consider.
Well, the report breaks it down by major regions,
Hmm.
and I think Eastern Asia and Oceania is a good place to start. This region has seen incredible economic growth, but it also faces some serious demographic challenges like aging populations and declining working age populations.
So it sounds like there's a real battle for talent going on in this region.
Absolutely. Companies are trying all sorts of things to address the talent crunch. In China and South Korea, for example, there's a huge push toward automation and AI. It's all about boosting productivity and filling those labor gaps.
So in a way, robots are stepping in to address those demographic shifts.
You could say that, but it's not about replacing human workers entirely. It's more about finding that right balance between human capabilities and what automation can do.
It's about optimizing the workforce for efficiency and productivity. What about other countries in the region?
Well, Japan is facing even more acute demographic challenges with its rapidly aging population. So they're really focused on creating a more inclusive work environment to attract and retain talent. Things like promoting work-life balance, offering flexible work arrangements, tapping into diverse talent pools.
It's about making work more appealing and accessible to a wider range of people. Makes sense given their demographic situation. Now, what about Southeast Asia? They're kind of experiencing the opposite demographic trend, right? With a booming young population.
Exactly. Countries like Indonesia and Vietnam have a young and growing workforce. It's a huge opportunity, but it also means there's a lot of pressure to equip that workforce with the skills they need to succeed.
It sounds like a race to prepare the next generation for the jobs of the future. What are they doing to make sure these young workers are ready?
Well, investing in education and upskilling is key. And digital access plays a huge role here too, enabling online learning, remote work, new economic opportunities.
So technology is both the driver of change and the enabler of adaptation. Let's shift gears and talk about the Middle East and Northern Africa. It's a region with a really diverse mix of economies and faces its own unique set of challenges. What are some of the trends shaping the future of work there?
Well, economic uncertainty and slower growth are big concerns in some countries. And interestingly, we see a similar trend towards automation in places like Saudi Arabia and the UAE.
So they're also turning to technology to boost efficiency and productivity. But are they neglecting the human element?
Not at all. They're also prioritizing reskilling and upskilling alongside automation, recognizing that they need to prepare their workforce for the changing demands of the job market.
It's that balanced approach again, right? Acknowledging both the potential of technology and the value of human skills. What other strategies are they using?
Well, they're actively diversifying their economies, moving away from reliance on oil and gas. This is opening up new opportunities in sectors like tourism, technology, and renewable energy.
It's a proactive way to navigate the shifting global economy and ensure long-term sustainability. Now let's talk about sub-Saharan Africa. This region has so much potential, but it also faces some really significant challenges like poverty and inequality. How are those factors shaping the future of work?
Those challenges definitely have an impact on the job market, but there's also a lot of optimism and entrepreneurial spirit in the region. They have a massive youth population, which is both a huge asset and a challenge. They need to create enough jobs to absorb all those young workers entering the workforce.
So job creation is a top priority in this region.
Absolutely. The focus is on investing in sectors that can generate a lot of jobs, things like agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, and closing the skills gap is crucial.
What are they doing to equip those young workers with the skills they need?
Well, improving access to education and vocational training is key, especially digital skills. They're also trying to foster a culture of entrepreneurship and innovation, empowering young people to create their own opportunities.
It's about creating a sustainable ecosystem for economic growth and opportunity. Let's hop over to Europe now. This region is known for its strong social safety net, but it's also dealing with an aging population and economic challenges. How are European countries approaching the future of work?
They're investing heavily in reskilling and upskilling, making sure their workforce is ready for the digital and green economies. They're also focused on building a more flexible and adaptable labor market, with policies that support lifelong learning, remote work, and entrepreneurship.
So it's about creating a system that allows people to adapt and thrive in a constantly changing world. What else sets Europe apart?
Well, there's a strong emphasis on social inclusion and sustainability, making sure the benefits of economic growth are shared widely and that the future of work is a sustainable one.
It's a more holistic approach that values both economic prosperity and social well-being. Now let's head over to the Americas, a region with a huge diversity of economies. What trends are shaping the future of work in North America?
The US and Canada share some common challenges: the rise of automation, the demand for digital skills, the importance of lifelong learning. They share some strategies with Europe, but there are also some key differences in their approach.
What are some of those differences?
Well, in the US, the private sector plays a much bigger role in driving reskilling and upskilling. In Canada, there's more emphasis on public-private partnerships and government-funded training programs.
So it's different approaches to achieving similar goals. What other concerns are they dealing with?
Well, there's a growing awareness of the need to address income inequality and the digital divide. It's not just about creating jobs, it's about creating good jobs that provide opportunities for everyone.
It's about making sure everyone benefits from the economic growth and opportunities of the future. Now, what about Latin America and the Caribbean? It's a region with such a wide range of economic realities.
Exactly. Some countries like Brazil and Mexico are seeing a lot of growth in tech and manufacturing. Others are still struggling with poverty and inequality. The future of work looks very different depending on where you are in the region.
So there's no one-size-fits-all solution for this region.
Nope, definitely not. But one common thread across Latin America and the Caribbean is the importance of investing in education and skills development. It's all about preparing the workforce to compete in the global economy.
It's about giving people the tools they need to succeed. What other strategies are they using?
Well, promoting entrepreneurship and innovation is another big focus, creating opportunities for people to start their own businesses and contribute to economic growth.
It's recognizing that the future of work isn't just about big corporations. It's also about fostering a vibrant ecosystem of small businesses, startups, and the gig economy. So we've traveled the globe, exploring how these global trends are playing out in different regions. But what about the differences across industries? I imagine some sectors are feeling the heat more than others.
You're absolutely right. These trends don't impact every industry equally. Some sectors are at the forefront of change, while others are evolving more gradually.
Which industries are leading the charge, so to speak?
Well, technology is obviously a big one. It's not just a booming industry in itself, it's also driving transformation in almost every other sector.
It's like this ripple effect, with technology's influence extending far beyond its own boundaries.
Yeah.
What other industries are feeling the impact?
Manufacturing and transportation are going through major changes too, mainly because of automation and AI. They're seeing a lot of job displacement, but it's not all doom and gloom.
I'm curious, what are the silver linings in these seemingly disrupted industries?
Well, even in those sectors, new opportunities are emerging. For example, in manufacturing, there's growing demand for skilled technicians who can work with robots and keep those sophisticated automated systems running smoothly.
So it's not about eliminating human workers, it's about upskilling them to work alongside these advanced technologies.
Exactly. And in transportation, the rise of autonomous vehicles is creating new jobs. Software engineers, data analysts, logistics experts. So while some traditional jobs may disappear, new roles are being created to support these technological advancements.
It's a good reminder that change often brings new possibilities.
Yeah.
What about industries like healthcare and education? How are they being impacted?
Technology is transforming those sectors too, but in different ways. In healthcare, for instance, technology is making it possible to provide more personalized and efficient care. But it also raises concerns about data privacy and security.
So it's about harnessing the power of technology responsibly.
Exactly. And in education, technology is opening up new avenues for online learning and personalized instruction. But it also makes us think about the role of teachers and the importance of social interaction in the learning process.
It's a fascinating dilemma. Technology offers so much potential, but we need to be mindful of the human element and make sure technology enhances the learning experience, not diminishes it. What about industries like retail and hospitality? How are they adapting to changing consumer behavior and the rise of e-commerce?
It's tough for traditional brick and mortar stores these days while online retailers are thriving, but there are ways for traditional players to adapt. Some retailers are focusing on creating a more experiential shopping experience. Others are seamlessly blending their online and offline channels to provide a more holistic customer journey.
It's about innovating and finding ways to meet the evolving needs of consumers. What about the hospitality industry? How are they responding to platforms like Airbnb?
Some hotels are partnering with those platforms, while others are focusing on providing a more personalized boutique experience. It's about finding their niche and offering something unique that you can't get online.
So it's all about understanding the competitive landscape and adapting to stay relevant. It seems like every industry is wrestling with this tension between embracing technology and preserving the human touch.
Absolutely. The key takeaway here is that adaptation and innovation are essential for success in this constantly evolving world.
It's a good reminder that the future of work isn't some fixed destination. It's an ongoing journey of adaptation and transformation.
Exactly. And as individuals navigating this journey, we need to understand the trends, develop the right skills, and actively participate in shaping our own careers.
It's about taking control of our own professional destinies. What are some practical steps people can take to prepare for this future?
That's a great question. And that's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive. We'll look at the report's recommendations for individuals, giving you actionable insights to navigate the future of work successfully.
Stay tuned, folks, for the final installment of our exploration into the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2025. We'll equip you with the knowledge and strategies you need to thrive in this exciting and ever-changing world of work. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, right? We've looked at the big global trends that are shaping the future of work, explored how jobs are evolving, talked about the skills that are most in demand, and even delved into how companies are adapting their workforce strategies.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. But now let's get personal. What can you, the listener, actually do to navigate this future of work? It's exciting, sure, but it can also feel pretty daunting.
Totally. So the report actually offers some really practical advice for individuals. It emphasizes that we're not just along for the ride. We can actively shape our own futures.
I love that. It's empowering, right? So, where do we even begin? What's the first step in taking control of our careers in this rapidly changing landscape?
Yeah, like with so much change happening, it's hard to know where to focus your energy.
Well, the report is crystal clear on this one. Lifelong learning is absolutely essential. The days of learning one skill and sticking with it for your entire career are over. We've got to be constantly evolving, picking up new skills, exploring new fields, getting comfortable with new technologies.
It's like our education never really ends. It's this ongoing process of growth and adaptation.
Mm.
But with so much information out there, where do you even start?
It can definitely feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Lifelong learning can take so many different forms. It could be enrolling in a formal education program, taking an online course, attending a workshop, reading books and articles, even just having conversations with people in your field.
So it's really about being curious and actively seeking out knowledge wherever you can find it.
Exactly. It's all about having that mindset of continuous learning.
Yeah.
What else? Well, adaptability and resilience are super important too. The job market is constantly shifting, so being able to roll with the punches, embrace change, and bounce back from setbacks is crucial.
It's like developing that growth mindset we always hear about, right?
Yeah.
Viewing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow.
Exactly. But even with the right mindset and a commitment to lifelong learning, this whole future of work thing can still feel kind of scary. What else can we do to set ourselves up for success?
Yeah, like are there any practical tips that can help us feel more confident and prepared?
Networking is more crucial than ever. Building strong relationships with people in your field and beyond can open doors to new opportunities. Plus, it's a great way to stay informed about emerging trends.
It's true what they say. It's not just what you know, it's who you know.
Yep, but it's not just about collecting business cards. It's about building genuine connections, sharing knowledge, supporting each other, building a community. We're all in this together, and collaboration is key.
That's a great point. It's about creating that network of support and shared learning. Okay, so we've talked about lifelong learning, adaptability, networking. But is there one piece of advice that stands out above the rest? Like, what's the most important thing individuals can do to navigate the future of work?
The report really encourages people to embrace risk and explore new possibilities. The future is full of unknowns, but it's also full of amazing opportunities.
Yeah.
Stepping outside your comfort zone, taking on challenges, pursuing your passions. These can all lead to unexpected and fulfilling paths.
It's about being open to new experiences and trusting the journey. So there you have it. That wraps up our deep dive into the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2025.
We've covered a lot of ground, but the main takeaway is this. The future is uncertain, yes, but it's also bursting with potential. By staying curious, adaptable, and committed to lifelong learning, we can shape a future of work that benefits everyone.
I love that. So to all our listeners out there, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful and empowering. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into all sorts of fascinating topics. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep shaping your own future of work.